The impeachment inquiry vote comes just as Republican allegations that President Biden, it all stems from these allegations that President Biden illegally benefited from his son Hunter's business dealings while he was vice president. But so far, they haven't proved it. Republicans were hoping to get answers directly from Hunter Biden today, behind closed doors. But now they're threatening to hold the first son in contempt because instead of showing up for his deposition, the first son gave a surprise news conference on the steps of the Capitol, repeating his offer to testify, but only publicly. He also blasted Republicans' investigation, insisting his father was not involved with his business dealings. Take a listen.
Not as a practicing lawyer, not as a board member of Burisma, not in my partnership with a Chinese private businessman, not in my investments at home nor abroad, and certainly not as an artist.
For more on the perspective, the legal perspective on this, we're going to get to the politics with Chris in a second, but here's NewsNation legal contributor Jesse Weber. What do you make of Hunter's strategy? Showing up on the day he's supposed to testify, saying, I'm here, but I'll only do it publicly, even though he knew that the committee chairman said, nope, we only want it in a closed-door session.
It's a little bit of a page from the Donald Trump playbook a little bit, right? Going out in front of this. Look, I got to tell you, he played this very well. How did he play it very well? I think he played it
legally, you're talking.
Legally, I think he played it so well. So first of all, he's now put Republicans in a position where they haven't opted for him to testify publicly. He gave them that offer. They chose not to do it. What's going to happen now? Well, now they're going to have a protracted legal fight to see if they can force the subpoena on him, right? Because if they want to hold him in contempt, there's a number of ways you can try to enforce that subpoena, right, including going to the courts, maybe going to the U.S. attorney. Even if they get him to testify now, and he goes to testify privately, he can plead the fifth. And he could do that. And it just worked to such his advantage, this whole way of saying that he had nothing to hide. But look what happened. He's criminally charged. They didn't want to hear me testify publicly. I'm making myself a martyr here. I think he played this really well. And by the way, anything that he said here, there was nothing that I heard that's going to hurt his legal case per se.
Okay, Republicans are now starting contempt proceedings against Hunter Biden for his refusal. Steve Bannon, who also refused to testify before Congress, was eventually indicted.
Yep.
Do you think this will happen to Hunter Biden?
I don't think so. That's
and
one
by the way, Steve Bannon was not offering to testify publicly. So
right.
Is the fact that he's offering to testify but only publicly, is that save him from contempt proceedings?
I don't know if save. I think it's a factor to consider. First of all, you would need the House to actually vote in favor of a contempt citation. Then it would go to the U.S. attorney, the DOJ, to decide, do we actually want to bring a contempt charge against him and go forward to a grand jury? I don't see it happening, given this level of facts. I think the Steve Bannon issue was very much different. That was actively avoiding this. This is not the same kind of thing, in my opinion, so I would be very surprised if it rises to the level of a criminal case actually brought by the U.S. attorney.
Is it a little weird that Jim Jordan is leading this charge to hold him in contempt of court?
What makes you say that? Because he defied a congressional subpoena?
He defied a congressional subpoena and refused to show up and testify? I mean, how do you do that with a straight face?
It seems a lot of times, like one thing happens and it eventually happens on the other side. We're talking an impeachment of one president, impeachment of another, defying a subpoena on one side, defying a subpoena on the other. We talked about how there was an aggressive strategy of Abby Lowell, Hunter Biden's attorney, going after saying it's a political witch hunt, the same book that Trump has used in his legal cases. So it's like the same thing, but each side is using it.
Okay. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.